Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Cry But Don't Quit show. I'm your host, India Miles, and today we have another guest with us who's going to be presenting what her challenge is and receiving some pretty quality feedback. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, letting them know why you're here today.
Hi, India.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Jasmine, and I am with Prime Financial, and I'm here today to kind of share my story a little bit. I came from a very traumatic relationship. It was about 10 years where I experienced all the different kinds of abuse: financial, sexual, emotional, physical, and a lot of abandonment. And it took me a lot of inner work to get to where I am today. And I'm now in a new relationship. I am, newer relationship and pregnant. And I've noticed now that I'm suffering from triggers from my past relationship coming into my new relationship where he is amazing and gives me no reason to feel that way. But however, I'm still dealing with these triggers.
Wow, I got chills when you said that. One reason for the chills is that I am just proud of you on two fronts. The fact that you are here today to share that is definitely going to land with our viewers and women that are just looking for the strength to leave that type of relationship. And then on the second, the reinvestment that you spent the years before getting into another relationship to go through the personal growth, the healing, the self-awareness, like, let me not repeat this cycle.
For sure.
And then to now be here saying, no, I'm feeling, some triggers from the past, and I thought I dealt with this. I spent the time, the energy, the money, the resources to make sure that I was healed, and that's why you attracted such an amazing guy.
Right.
So this has nothing to do with the relationship. It really is just relived trauma that people don't understand about how, the triggers that we have keep the story. It holds the history of what you've been through. So you just moved here from California. You, have a booming financial business. You're a mom, and then you're pregnant again. That's a lot of transition that your nervous system is like, what the heck? So did I hear you right? That's what's going on.
100%.
Okay. So my feedback to that would be to really understand, when did you, what's the timeline? What's the root of the trigger? Was it the stress of the unknown? Was it did it start coming up right after you found out you got pregnant? What's the timeline so you can kind of date it back to what the root is? Something else we were joking about off camera is she likes a lot of caffeine. Nervous system really needs to be hydrated. You forget to breathe throughout the day.
Right.
So when you are in fight or flight, what has a tendency to happen is you'll just breathe through it. You'll put your mind on something else. You'll busy yourself with something else. That does not mean that your nervous system has unlocked. Right. It just means that you've distracted yourself. So you'll feel better for a little bit, and then tomorrow the tightness in your chest will come up again. The racing thoughts will come up again, like the stories, the rumination.
Right.
All of that is a symptom of your nervous system feeling stressed.
Yeah.
So an opportunity for you, one, when you start feeling that, drink some water. Drink some water, hydrate, deep cleansing breaths, throw some water. These are things that I'm sure you read about in the books, but what's happening, they don't prepare you for regression, or you start feeling good and then life transitions happen, and then it's like, well, what is this? Nothing. Right. I didn't have a death in the family. Nothing happened. Right. That's what we're talking about today, guys, is that when we are going through transitions and nothing bad happened, why am I experiencing a trigger when it's good?
Right.
That's so unexpected. How does that land for you? What does that make you think of when you hear that being read back to you?
It's very confusing, right? Because it's I'm super happy.
Yeah.
I have an amazing man, and I'm looking forward to all these different milestones we're going to cross.
Yeah.
But then there's that,
Yeah.
Because he's a new father. It's does he really even understand what this means?
Yeah.
Is there going to be abandonment again? Are my needs going to be met?
Yeah.
But logically, I know he will, right? But deep inside, I still get these triggers. And I feel like a lot of the audience would kind of resonate as business women. We're conquer, on to the next. That we're not taking the step back to drink some water.
Drink some water.
We regulate,
simple, right?
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No, that's such great self-reflection. Again, I cannot help but celebrate the work that you've done. It shows the fact that you're able to put in words what you're experiencing and really honor yourself with the validation of those emotions. That is healthy. Okay. We are still human. We're still women. We are still sorting through a lot. But yes, when you are experiencing not just the trigger, but you're not able to really pinpoint what even happened, a lot of that is just unprocessed grief.
Okay.
You know, it's on one end, all you know is bad. Your nervous system doesn't know good. It didn't get to process through happy moments. So your soul is essentially grieving all the good moments you should have had with the first guy.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. We get to have all of those emotions. We get to be vulnerable with our partners, with our friends. But what I do want to emphasize is that this is a you job. This is not, even if it's well meant for your husband or your partner to come in and support you through this, it would be healthier for you to find that sense of emotional safety apart from him.
Right. No,
to restabilize what sense of you you need to protect, even though you have a loving partner, because that reinstills the safety and who you were apart from being a duo, being a mom, being in these other places, and that's what a nervous system that's already been fractured needs. Okay? What do you guys think about this conversation? I mean, this is getting into some relationship stuff, which we welcome here at the Cry But Don't Quit show. But apart from that, how can we relate to the triggers? And when things are going good, why am I crying in my car? Why am I, experiencing an elevated heart rate when I get to see my daughter graduate high school and things just having good moments? We have all experienced that. And I don't think there's been a space that really talks about how we are grieving through those good moments. Yeah, it's supposed to be good. I've experienced it. You've experienced it. Chime in. Join us at crybutdon'tquit.com. Leave a comment under the newsletter or under the YouTube video or under, the post that me and Jasmine share on Instagram. We just want to hear like, hey, me too, man. I didn't even know this was a thing. It is a thing that when life is going good, you will experience the same triggers and the same grief that you experience when things are bad.
Right.
Absolutely. So weird. So in closing, any final thoughts that you have with that topic, and if you want to share with the viewers a little bit more about maybe initiatives, how you're proactive with helping other women, that would be great as well.
Of course. So once again, I'm with Prime Financial, and my mission really is to educate the women in masses about financial literacy. Coming from a financially abusive relationship where I left my 10-year marriage with literally $700 to my name, my car, my 2 kids, and clothes and trunk, and rebuilt myself to where I am today. It is so important to understand finances and to be equipped to not just let your man handle it or things like that. You also need to be aware because you never know what's going to happen in the future, and it's just very important to be financially literate.
I second that. It is so important for us as women to know what money we have, how to access more, insurance, protections, long-term care, all the things that's needed to protect you, despite if anything unfortunate happens with your partner, in the future. So thank you for being here, Jasmine.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching, guys. I can't wait till we see how this topic lands. And until next time, until then, visit us at crybutdon'tquit.com and stay tuned in with us. Thank you again.